He's just doing well.
Yo, yo, yo. Good morning. Where's the music at? Alright, well, maybe it's just quiet today. Good morning, Hidden Land. Good morning, Daffy Buck, Creator Trades, Alexis, John Rad, Eric, Maddie, Peoples. How's it going? Good morning. As you guys can see, I have already typed out all of the game plan on the left side. If you guys are in the Discord, you have a lot more information there. Posted SPY, Triple Q, AMD, Netflix, the earnings, the news of the day, the corporate news of the day. Pretty much anything you could look around for on the internet, I posted this morning. But the game plan's on the left in case you guys haven't read it yet. Good morning, Chris. The levels, the zones, everything's right in front of you. We're going to be opening a little bit above where we see us closing, but that's just as of right now. We're only about $1 above this day's close in front of us, so we're not even out of the range. But they did try to, and they're just maintaining it in the pre-market, which is a good sign to show that pressure is building up. So what can we expect to do today, guys? What are the main entry types, or what are the scenarios in front of us we're going to be looking out for, knowing the fact that we're opening inside of the previous day range? Who can answer that question for me? Good morning, Kim. Come on, let's see who knows what they're talking about. What are the scenarios in front of us right here? I know you can see the game plan, so it's kind of cheating, but what is right here? Where can we look to buy and sell today? Where can we short? Where can we go long? We're going to be looking for higher lows, base builds, bullish patterns against this area until broken. Once that's broken, then yeah, we can look for breakdowns towards this support down here. We can look for huge bearish plays. But not until we see a break of that, right? So we're going to be looking for bullish plays above this until proven otherwise, right? Vice versa. You should be looking for rejections here until we're actually over this. But right now, we still are holding our higher open from the Friday. We had a nice higher low here to finish it off with a little bit of sideways action too. And then we finished smack dab in the perfect middle of the Friday's range, sorry. So we're going to be looking for higher lows, buyers up until here. Up until we see this lose. You're bullish on this until 433 is broken, right? And you can look for good bullish continuation over previous day high supply unless we see a rejection. So you can look for lower highs here until proven otherwise. It's basically the same thing, just on the other side. Just flipped. But you should be bullish as hell until 433's break, because that is a clear level of support from the Friday open. They didn't just open here and had a green candle. No, no, no. They pushed up, had a reactive move, had a pullback, and confirmed that they're going to hold this higher open. This is a very strong area. You should not randomly short out of this until broken. This is what trapped a lot of people on Friday. And yeah, you can do exactly what Daffy just said too. My apologies. And that's just a good thing you can do when you're a trader like Daffy, someone who's more seasoned with the levels. You can trade from any level to any level. So yeah, I know you can definitely look for a potential breakdown of this level here into this support, because that's very high probability. If they break this, they most likely will show that they need to get a test of this previous day open, previous day higher low. And it's not a bad size move either. It looks small because I'm zoomed in super crazily right now, but but no, exactly. You can trade from any level to any level for the most part. It's just don't make up anything in between. But no, Daffy's 100% correct. And he also pointed out a potential long, but the ROI is not good. And that's again why I was pointing out the good ROI plays. We're looking for good higher lows as long as 433 holds. If 433 breaks, well, we might get a really nice pullback. And vice versa against the 436.30s, 436 area kind of. And you can see just outside of the previous day high supply, I want to add on top of this because it's not on the other side. You could add a level in between here, but I'm just saying. Out just past this previous day high supply, though, you have another level. So if you make it past this and you hit this, yes, this is your first target. You shouldn't ignore it. But is the game plan set? Is everybody good? Does everybody here understand exactly what I'm putting down? What we're looking for bullish entries, for bearish entries? We understand everything. Because, guys, this is where you do all your prep work. You don't let the market open and then you start making up things. No, this is where you should have your game plan set. Where am I looking to buy? Where am I looking to sell? What are my targets? If I was to enter here or there, what would be my stop? What would invalidate me? Yes, I get real-time data on TOS. If someone in here is not getting real-time data on TOS, they're literally screwing themselves. And also, real-time data is free. What's not free is owning the account. You got to put money in your TOS account. But if you have money in your TOS account, the real-time data is free. Do I get real-time data? I can't even believe you asked me that, Daffy. What the hell? Here, look. I can't show it on stream because it literally shows my account. But here. Oh, you're saying yours is partially delayed data. I see why you're asking. Sometimes, Daffy, that means the... one, either you didn't set it up yet, which I'm not sure. Two, it could just be a glitch, because sometimes it does happen like that, and I'll see that, and it'll say that, but I'll see I have the same candlesticks as people who are trading live. So sometimes it is a weird, rare, super rare glitch. That's after the Schwab migration? Yeah, you got to remember, too, it's not just one update and then everybody's on Schwab. You got to remember, too, it's a rolling out update, so I might not even have the same update as you right now. But also... one, I would check to see, is there, any kind of money in the account? Like, is it an inactive account or what? I don't have any context here, so I can't say. You have a penny? Oh, that might be why. It has nothing to do with Schwab. They're not going to mess with TOS, I promise you. The only reason I think you don't have it is you don't have any money in the account. Because you have to have at least a couple $100 in your TOS. It's like an unwritten law. But if you have any problems with it afterwards, I'd love to help you out, because that would be very annoying. It's a $50 minimum? Oh, okay. I don't know why I said a couple hundred bucks. I think I've always just in my head been like, oh, it's $50. Let me do 500 then, so it's like safe and I never have to worry about it dipping down to that amount. I'm not sure though. Let me know, Daffy. Let me know if I saw Leland replying to you too with something similar. Yeah, but that has nothing to do with real-time data. Let's not connect problems that don't make sense. Whatever though, he'll get past that. We're not here to talk about Schwab. Yeah. Also, I also don't want to hear this trend of negativity where it's like, oh, Schwab has ThinkOrSwim now they're bad. They've had ThinkOrSwim. They've had this shit for years. They've had it for a long time. They've been doing rolling out updates for months. So there are, of course, going to be bugs, errors. So if you end up running into any of that crap, don't just, waste time. Message them. They have the greatest support system out of any brokerage I've ever used. I'm not even just talking to Daffy. I'm talking to all of you, because some of you guys will have these problems and then you'll just let it ruin your day. It's like, bro, message the support system. They have an amazing support staff. They're on almost 24 hours a day. I've messaged them on a Sunday before. I've messaged them on a Friday afternoon after the market closed. These people are here. They have a great support system. So, honestly, a lot of the time it comes down to just messaging them. Hey, what do I need to do to get this fixed? This is what's messing with me. I want to fix it. What do I do? At the top right, if you have ThinkOrSwim, there's a support button with like a little headset thing. But I genuinely go there anytime I have a problem, because I don't know how to fix it. I'm going to just go straight to the people who own this thing. But they listen. If you tell them what's messing up and what you want out of it, you'll most likely get it fixed. I remember one time I messaged them. I was like, hey, I've been trading on this platform for like 3 years. Can I get my commissions lowered? And they did. They said, yeah, you're right. You have been on this platform for a while. They do this for accounts who are new, because anybody can open a brokerage account and then leave it there and then not ever use it. They just use it for that first couple months or first year, and then they don't ever use it again. So I get why they have 65-cent commissions. Yeah, get your bag, ThinkOrSwim. But at the same time, if you've been on this platform long enough, you should be able to lower that or negotiate it down, and you can. But you can't just message and be like, hey, asshole, lower my commissions. Oh, there is a minimum. It's $50. I'm telling you that for a fact. You have to have money in your account to have real-time data. And if you don't, I think there's like I don't want to lie to you and say $15 a month, but there used to be a small fee you could pay if you didn't have like any money in your account. You just wanted to have a charting system. I think you could back in the day pay for it, but I'm not quite sure. But you definitely do have to. You're good, Taylor. That's normally where you get it lowered to. That's as almost as much damage as you can do with ThinkOrSwim. I think the best you can do is 0.35, but I think that's with people who've traded like tens and tens of millions on their platform. But most of the time when you negotiate down on ThinkOrSwim, 0.50 is where you go. So that you did good. You got your 15 cents extra, which people don't think that adds up, but it does. If you pay for, all right, so your commissions work every time you buy and sell. So if you go out there, right, and you buy an option, you're dropping 15 cents right there. Or I'm sorry, 65 cents, right? Then you go to sell. That's another 65 cents. You just spent $1.30 to get in and out of a trade. These are what were hidden fees on Robinhood a few years ago. You didn't used to see this breakdown of, oh, look, I'm spending this much to buy this trade. There is a fee to buying this trade. Because sometimes you notice your account go down like 30 cents, 60 cents, and you were like, what the heck's going on? But you wouldn't really question it because it was so small on Robinhood back in the day. But then they came out with, hey, we have hidden fees. It's like, yeah, no shit, we can literally do math. Yes, Mr. Shadow's correct, per contract. Not just, oh, one trade, it's per contract. If you buy one contract, that's how much you're paying. In and out. Not just one way, not just the other. Not because you bought 10 or 20 or 50. No, it's per contract, in and out. Which, again, I will stress this. A lot of people don't think that that is a big thing. They're like, oh, that's not a lot of money. It is. It adds up. If you're spending thousands of dollars in trades here and there, you're spending hundreds of thousands a year. Which, in turn, you're spending a lot in commissions. Now, I'm not saying you're, like, using that much money. But to get in and out of trades, yes, you are using hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, whether you know it or not. This is what gets taxed off of. Alright guys, we have a slightly higher open. We're working towards our previous day high supply. Is anybody updated or not updated on the game plan? Is everybody good? We went over it for a good 15 minutes-ish. Almost 20 minutes. If you don't have any, or if you don't know, ask questions. If you guys do know, please drop an emoji. But guys, right now we're looking to see if we can break previous day high supply. We got the higher open so far from previous day close, but we're, again, still just inside previous day range. Come on, screenshot. There we go. Trying to update my Discord real quick. So all I said in the chat, I said buyers looking to see if this breaks, or do sellers keep it in range and make lower highs? This is your at market open question. No, not flexible grid. My bad. I keep hitting the wrong thing. It's that new. There we go. So we got the 1 minute, we got the 5 minute, we got the 30 minute, we got our daily. Which again, if you guys have been aware of the weekly watch list, you know exactly what chart you're looking at the bottom right. Which this one, I guess we could change to 15. I know my boy Daffy likes me to watch the 15 for a little bit first. So maybe we'll do that. Oh, Daffy. I totally forgot, man. I didn't even get his sector information in my weekly watch list. I was looking at my weekly watch list this weekend, and I was like, damn, this thing is nice, it's clean, it's finished. And then I was looking it over, and I was like, what is it missing? Like, I felt like I was missing something. But I was like, no, it's just like my last week's one. It's got everything on it. I couldn't think about, oh yeah, I literally said I was going to add Daffy's info in there. I should have bugged you the other day. That's on me, though. I mean, we still went over some stuff, but it was still, though, I would have liked to have had it in there. We'll do it again next week, though. Maybe I'll remind myself better. Alright, nobody has any questions about the game plan. We're all good to go, bet. In a little bit, I'll go through a couple other charts. I just really like getting the first kind of opening vibes, I guess, of the market open. I like to feel the open. I like to feel, oh, okay, we had a higher open, we pushed, we hit resistance. I mean, we're super bullish right now on the 1 minute here, as long as we're holding today's open. You know, if we end up cracking today's open, that means on the 5 minute we've broken 435.50s and today's open, which means we probably are working back towards previous day close. So, just short-term inside of the range info. We don't really have anything crazy yet. But how was everyone's weekend? Hopefully you all had a good rested weekend. I really do hope a lot of you guys were refreshed or got refreshed in some way, shape, or form this weekend. Because it kind of sucks, you know, getting into that second half of the week. And then you just feel like you're out of energy, or you feel like you're out of being able to look at things technically, you know, or at a more technical level. Good morning, Chuck. You had a great weekend? Nice. Good to hear, Sandollar. But no, it really is. Like, I think people don't take me serious when I say that. Like, I don't just say refresh to give you some vague advice. Like, no, I'm being serious. Go get refreshed, because it really is like that. You'll feel shitty in the second half of the week when you feel like you've been working really hard or looking at so many different things or taking, you know, whatever amount of setups. It can draw a lot of energy out of you. So it is very nice on the weekends to get refreshed. Good job, Kim. I'm proud of you. So you and Jim Cramer then are fans of the same team. That's awesome. Moved all weekend. Ah, that sucks, Green. Hopefully you got most of it out of the way or all of it out of the way. Well, you had a productive weekend then. David Q said, super refreshed, energized, and ready to trade. Good to hear. Tried to visit Peoples, but he was high-key rude about it. But thank you guys for being here. I really do appreciate everyone tuning in. Be sure to drop a like on the stream. Right now I'm figuring out to see which days we're doing a full day stream on. We're doing most likely a Thursday or a Friday, but I want to see if we're going to do Wednesday or what. What's the other day we're doing? So I'm looking through the day's events. Tomorrow. Let's do one tomorrow that has the U.S. trade balance. Wednesday we'll have oil inventories and a lot of speakers, as well as Powell. But he'll be before market opens. Alright, so let's aim for Tuesday and Thursday for full day streams, and then Friday we'll just do a most day stream or something. Kind of into the end of the day, because a lot of the info comes out early morning Friday, and then the second half of the day will most likely just be But let's do a full day stream tomorrow and Thursday. Is that good with everyone? We're all good with Thursday? Or Tuesday and Thursday, sorry. Tuesday and Thursday full day streams again. We're all good. By the way, 1 minute, 5 minutes still holding today's open. Alright, cool. So Tuesday and Thursday, plan on those being the full day streams. And then Friday, we'll still stream for a while, but we'll do it like last Friday, where I go to like noon or 1 o'clock, you know, where there's just like a couple hours left, nothing crazy. I like to stream on Fridays for a long time because I feel like I help a lot of people like not make more dumb decisions. You know, we're all in our head like, oh, I could do this or I could do that, you know, in your head. But when you don't have the stream on, it can sometimes be like, well, I'll just do this. I don't know what's going on. So if you guys ever feel like you don't have any structure or stability and you feel like stream is something that helps you out, join the Discord. I'm not joking. Join the Discord. Check out that trade floor. You don't have to pay anything to be there, to read the trade floor at least. But there's a lot of amazing updates there just by members and me and my friends and everybody in there. So you could just join just for updates. If you want to get some of the subscriptions, there are other amazing updates and breakdowns of different things. But I just want to let you know, if you ever feel like you're somebody who like needs the streams to not trade more or make, you know, worse decisions, join the Discord. I'm not joking you. There are a lot of amazing people in there, and every single one of them just want to see you succeed. Oh, and we just messed up. Oh, no, we didn't. Okay, we're good. Just posting the different time frames right now. Dollar. Why was I about to say Dollar General? John Deere just touched the bear entry. Oh, you know what, Duffy? Instead of like reading out your TA, I'm gonna show it. Is that okay with you, Daffy, if I show your TA off? Is that cool with you? I always like going on about your trade ideas. I think it was right here in the trade floor, actually. Yeah, because you were talking about the dollar after this morning. Yeah, here it is. He said yes. Okay, cool. I'm pulling it up then. Y'all gotta see this. So, this is my boy Daffy. He always posts some of the most in-depth trade plans. And then you guys will hear, like, you'll hear him all weekend talk about something, and then that week he'll trade it. That's Daffy. Daffy's able to plan way ahead of time, and he has the discipline to stick to what he plans ahead of time, which is, again, one of the hardest things for a lot of people to do, even people who've been around for years. But check this out. So, he said, I will be sharing the only ticker I will be paying attention to this week. I included entry levels, which are the white lines, bullish levels, which are the green lines, and bearish levels, which are the red lines. Closer look to the levels. So you guys can see nice angled squeeze here. We have highs and lows converging into one point. They're going into a point of interest. Whether you want to call it demand or support, be my guest. Let's zoom on down to what he's actually looking at. And he's looking for a break over the 386.40s, or he's looking for a break under this 379.50s, which, if broken, he has multiple targets. Again, if broken, he has multiple targets. And what he's calling out now is that DE just entered, or is trying to enter under his bearish area, that one white level that's under, to give him his entry towards those red levels, his targets. So if you guys would like to focus on John Deere with Daffy, you can. Last week, just to kind of shed some love over, well, one, Daffy, but also to go over some really nice TA. Nike last week, you know what, let's go to this chart. I don't want to do this in this one. Here it is. He was looking over, I think it was 101.50s or 101.70. I just deleted the TA. But 103 or something was like one of the closer targets from the bigger time frame, and then it just rallied up to 105 from there. And then now you have it still just kind of settling. So it even went up even more after Daffy's play. Why is it not doing the 5-day? There we go. Yeah, it was after this day, and then he was looking for the gap up to hold, and then it held, and then it just rallied all day. That was really clean. But that was a really nice play. A couple guys from the chat are watching Costco for continuation back up. We talked about this last week as well after another bullish kicker, which I saw Knox to cover this. I think I saw Daffy, Jack. I think I saw a bunch of people cover this setup. I saw at least 2 or 3 people cover this from who are swing traders from our chat. But I thought that was interesting too. If you go to our King Carnage chart, again, just kind of going over basic supply and demand, you can see we are in supply. Let's go to this one again. There we go. All right, so be very careful, guys. We broke under today's open on the 1 minute. We're wicking it on the 5 minutes. So 2 different stories being told right now. And very indecisive story being told on the 30 minute right here. Oh, yo, Daffy got his issue fixed. Bet. I'm really happy you did, because that can be very annoying. He said, FYI, market data got fixed. They asked me to deposit 40K. So I deposited 80K. He said, I had to sign into the Schwab account and accept the terms and conditions that all in case anyone face a similar issue. Okay. It was like a proving gate. They're like, yo, are you sure you accept our terms and conditions? Are you sure you're sure? Enter the John Cena, are you sure meme. 15 minute is ugly, yeah. 30 minutes it was indecisive. It almost looks like it's turning bearish. 1 minute's turning bearish. 5 minutes turning bearish. You have three different time frames flipping to bearish right now. And this is where I want to see a lot of you guys start to step up. When I say this, when I say 3 time frames flipping to bearish, what else should we add on to that? Or we see buyers invalidate. I want to start seeing you guys cover the opposite side, no matter how bearish or bullish you are. Invalidate over today's open and previous down supply. Does that make sense, everybody? Why we're seeing 3 time frames flip? It's because they're breaking under today's open and pushing away from it on the 1. 5 minutes still working on a 40% entry, and a 30-minute flip from an indecisive candle into a, well, potential bearish hammer. And now we have a new low of day. Watch for gap fill overnight. 434, 46 breaks. Watch for more sellers. Buyers hold the gap. Watch for a reaction move. Alright, now, because I've updated everyone 100 times over, let's go check out a couple different charts, because I really got to see what else is going on. So we see triple Qs are also having a similar reaction, 1 minute head and shoulder. Huge 30-minute candle flipping from indecisive to bearish potentially. But the 5 minutes still holding today's open, so keep that in mind. SPX. They also cracked under, again, just a partial fill of the overnight gap. We have nothing super crazy outside of that yet. Outside of that, you have, I was just typing in chat in Trade Floor, I said, triple Q is holding us here. Watch for that to pop under current day open or hold. I instantly want to go check tech weights now. I jump over to Apple. You can see Apple's doing well. They're pumping. They're looking bullish as hell. Microsoft. You can see the 1 minute, not super hot, but they are propped up. 5 minute. They broke previous day highs, so they might just be looking to see a kind of day where it's like, all right, well, they're bullish as long as they hold previous day close, previous day high. So they seem to be doing that as of right now. We'll see if that continues. Nvidia's still holding. Amazon's still holding very well. So a lot of your bigger weights are holding up higher, guys. That one's pretty inevitable. Oh, as I say that. Banks. Brook B with their earnings this morning. So yeah, banks are having a negative reaction. Well, at least Berkshire is. That's the largest one. JPM seemed to have been alright. Netflix broke under previous day close after rejecting previous day high supply. If they were to pop under 430s, that could be another good leg down for them. If buyers hold that and get a reactive move and pop over yesterday's close, it'd be a very good sign buyers want to work back towards previous day high supply. But we'll see if that happens or not. Oh, and I have to add John Deere down here. My bad. Got to add it for my boy Daffy. They're testing that 379.50 right now. Jay said Microsoft is just trucking. David Q said invalidation, always plan for both sides. Exactly. And it's not to like, it's not to ever like, I don't know how to put this. It's not to like ever sound like you're some smart person. Like, oh, I do this because I never want to be wrong. Like, no, it's okay to be wrong. It's just what's not okay is to be wrong and not know why. And then that can sometimes lead to, again, some of your worst losses or some of your worst feeling trades. Because one, you broke your rules, and then two, you continue to ignore them. Again, digging your hole further deep, you know, again, making it a little bit harder to get back out of it. Creator said, we are at the fib from close to today's open. Good job. Sandollar said, AMD is struggling more than Nvidia. Good update. I like these updates. I like these updates. Be sure to drop a like on the stream if you guys are tuning in. I would highly appreciate it. If you guys are a member of the channel, which if you have a star next to your name, you're a member of the channel, go on over to the YouTube channel. I highly recommend this, but you need to go check out some of the recent videos, which you can actually kind of see I guess a sneak of them here, a sneak preview of them here, like what videos are there. But you'll see there's, well, I can't go through all of them, but there's over 75 videos though, especially some of the more recent ones. I would definitely check some of these out. I need to add thumbnails to some of these, but these two especially though, very, very nice videos. And if you're someone who's not a member of the channel, you can still watch the other videos. Anything that doesn't say members only on it is yours. So you can still watch a bunch of the breakdowns. Like I've said, we're going to probably leave these videos how they are now, because again, it breaks down everything. There's nothing more I can do video-wise. I'm not going to sit here and pump out repeated junk content. I'm going to just keep high-quality content on here, and now I'm going to provide for my members only. But if you are someone who's not a member of the channel, everything is here for you. So you don't have to really go that far. There's also playlists if you want to make it a little easier on yourself. But guys, we are still seeing sellers in control until a break over today's open can happen and they can work back towards previous day high supply. Right now we're looking to see if they can complete this overnight gap on the 5-minute here. If not, probably just going to get some boring range trading. They're going to set this chart up for a better move another day or at another time of today. Inside candle on the 1 again. Potential inside candle on the 5. Hey, good morning, Leland. Good morning, Jonathan. How y'all doing? He said, good morning, party people. Apple setting up for a bearish pin bar. Good looks, Daffy. Remember, guys, triple Qs were holding us up a little bit. So if these were to break support, this could be what helps flush SPY. So this is really what we need to watch, are both of these in unison. Tesla pulling back aggressively. But still, again, holding their overnight gap. Nothing crazy. Big bearish engulfing on the daily for Berkshire. No reaction from JPM from the Berkshire earnings. AMD breaking a new low day right as we switch to it. I was just going to say they look a little weak, but they just need to pop some more lows. There they go. Which you could see on the bottom of that chart from the 1 minute, the 5-minute chart. You can see there's a little bit of room down to that next level. So we'll see if they make it down to that or not. Netflix is struggling with its range. You can see they did go down to 430. They smacked 435 right at open. So they're really testing that whole $5 range all within the first 25 minutes of the day. Cost is on the uppity up from that next level we saw from the bigger time frame. We all charted that one together, I don't even know how many months ago now. That was when I really first started pumping those bigger full day streams. But we did that one kind of just as fun, drawing the trend lines, kind of showing people highs, lows, higher lows, all that good stuff. Chilling and waiting, bullish AF this week and opening inside the range. Need to wait for more info. He said Daffy is missing his wrench icon. No, it's because it stopped me from doing it. I tried to give Daffy the wrench, actually. Daffy said he entered 367.50 puts on DE. His fill is at 0.87. So he is taking the break of 379.50s. Which, ignore my chart. I have it set up a little differently than his. Really just looking at the price action to see. SPX. A little bit of a reactive move after moving down and almost filling their gap on SPX. Buyers could still take this. I don't want to make it seem like bears have every bit of control here, because they don't. But if they were to break triple Qs, that would definitely flip everything further downside. But they're holding great right now. They max you on mods. No, it's an error code I ran into. It's not max mods. Like Sherman, like you and Sherman, y'all aren't the same wrench. Like on all of our screens, you're the same wrench, but he's actually a slightly stronger wrench, if that makes sense. But no, I got an error code. I guess I can give it to Daffy again. Let's see. I didn't try it for a couple days because it kind of annoyed me. Let's see. Add as moderator. A managing moderator, which is what Sherman is, can manage blocked words and change chat modes in live, and also capabilities of standard moderators. The standard moderator can review and remove chat messages and hide or put users in timeout. There you go. Wait, Daffy should be blue now. If he types again, he'll be blue. Or he should be, at least. Leland always raising concerns in the right areas. Y'all should see what Leland is working on. I can't even say anything. But Leland, I just want to let you know I stared at that a little bit during watching football yesterday, and I was like, wow, this is something else. Oh yeah, Daffy's name is Blue. There we go. BB test, better breakfast. Man, that's very annoying for anybody who got trapped on the 1 minute. And then here on the 5 minute, they like never once closed it. So you're still bearish. All I said is 5 minute is still rejecting. I said 1 minute traders are getting trapped, though, on that last push. I don't know why I typed it like that. Because they did get trapped right here. If you were a 1 minute trader and you're looking at close overs and stuff, this would have probably made you chill. 5 minute, though, it was just wicking. And now you're even getting a possible better reaction to the downside. So they're really keeping it close quarters today. They don't want anybody getting anything extra. Seller still holding below CDO on SPY. Not one cross above in the 5 minute yet. Good post by Jonathan Sherman. Had to step away, but was in a nice short-term pop from there overnight. Gaps golden pocket. Meta has some candles. Good morning, Dividend Bull. Always happy to see your name pop up, man. How you doing? And yeah, we'll go through some other weights now. Remember, guys, triple Qs were possibly holding us up. What do we need to see break on triple Qs? Not just a push away from previous day high supply, but a break of previous day close. So they got a little bit of room under to actually get some sellers to step in. But SPY is weak. Again, Qs are holding us here, though. Possible lower high on Apple, but again, you really shouldn't be just randomly guessing at lower highs until you actually see it, just because of the fact that we are at a higher open and we pushed higher. Microsoft's still holding and trucking along, as you guys said earlier. Nvidia also still holding a pretty good amount of basing above their today's open. I wouldn't be surprised to see Tesla back at 225 in 30 minutes from now. Meta, really nice range trading. I like the amount of energy being built up on that chart. Because a new low or new high gets popped, and there's a good chance it starts to actually finally run. And that could give us good directional movement on the market. Burke B not getting weaker, so that's good for the banks who are possibly getting scared of dropping more. If anything, Burke B's holding better. 5 minute looking a lot better for Netflix. I said earlier if they could get back over 432.40s, they have a good chance of testing that previous day high supply. What you want to see is a really, really good inside of the range hold of 432.50s, that previous day close, which they're trying right now, but we'll see here in another 10-20 minutes what they got. John Deere still falling lower. They were only down like 0.60% when Daffy was talking about it. They're now down 1% on the day, and that daily is setting up for a potential break lower. If you see that bottom right chart, it's the daily. And yeah, SPY still struggling. Again, it's because Qs are, again, popping us back into range. So, triple Qs kind of keeping us around this current day open on SPY. Good post by D-Touch. He said Microsoft new high of day. Good morning all. Hope the BB fam's doing well. You as well, E. Thank you for wishing that. I hope you're doing amazing. Remember, guys, Tuesday and Thursday we're going to do full day streams in here this week. Well, I don't have to check on lifetime chat. They're all killing it. Yes, Intraday's still breaking down. I really wanted this to work out for y'all in the Reason of a Risk channel. I didn't want to have a weird breakdown. Alright, so I said, sorry I'm typing a bunch. Bears are still here. I added everyone. Then I said just very slow because Triple Q is jump roping current day open and its many short-term levels. Very slow. I told y'all some of these days are really slow because they're just like settling, reacting. They have to like slowly retake things. But here, I'll show you all the updates so far today. So here's the game plan. Posted SPY. Just a good motivational message, of course, like always. Game plan. Triple Q game plan. And then I gave an AMD charted game plan, which I don't always do that, but I want to give an extra plan. Talking about buyers holding to see if they break, or do sellers keep this in range and make lower highs. This is from the 5-minute. We're on the single chart. Then we had the current day open is key with the previous day high supply right above. So we can see current day open, it's right here. They need to break this for bears. They need to hold it for bulls, right? Zoom on down to the next one. 3 time frames flipping to bearish, or we see buyers invalidate, which again would be the level. So we saw it invalidate on the 1 minute, never saw it on the 5, never saw it on the 30, and daily's just setting up. We're not going to mess with that one. And then we said new low of day just hit. Watch for that gap fill overnight. If 434.46 breaks, watch for more sellers. If buyers hold the gap, watch for the reaction move, which again could just be a short-term wick. Go back down here to the 5-minute again, or to the charts. You can see the 1 minute did slowly push over and invalidate. The 1 minute never closed. 30 minutes still just kind of setting up. Bears still here. That was on this new low of day that we're talking about right now. So it's, again, order of operations. If you guys have seen the order of operations video, this is following that exactly. And then, of course, given the reason of why we're a little bit slow. But good job to anybody who took any kind of just trades on that, or not even, I'm not even really congratulating trades right now. I'm really just congratulating anyone who made sense of what just happened. If you're able to understand the breakdowns I was just talking about, I'm going to zoom in actually. Now I said scale out short-term puts if you were with my updates today. Time to watch for a reaction or to see if 434.40s breaks. 434.40s break. Man, where is everyone on trade floor? Everybody's sleeping in today. Morning stream. Good morning, Jack. Don't forget to hit that like button, people. I appreciate that, Jack. Does anybody here see why I say for anybody who's been following the updates to take short-term profits here, or to if you're like having an idea or a mental trade going on, to kind of scale out? Does anybody see why we say that? Again, we just posted the update saying we get the scale out down right now because we made it down to the overnight gap. But two, we're also right above the previous day close. So we're at the next pivot point. Exactly, almost at PDC. Thank you, Creator Trades. Thank you for seeing that. I hope other people see that as well on their own. But does all this stuff make sense to you guys in order? You know, you do this, then you do that, then you do this, then you do that. It's never, you can't just skip steps or jump in early or chase. It really is like a progressive little technical method. A systematic approach. I guess that's what I should be saying. I should sound smart. A systematic approach, guys. And wow, look, buyers are popping up, reversing momentum. That's crazy. It's almost like there's a really important level they're bouncing from. Again, you have strong levels. Focus on them. Anytime you stray away from them, you're just screwing yourself. You guys have great levels. And guys, who's in the DE put with Daffy? He's been calling it out all morning. He's now up almost 23%. I knew he was up pretty nice because that thing just keeps slowly working lower. When he said that, they were down 0.60%. It's doubled down from that. Very, very good job, Daffy. Thank you, D-Touch. He posted an update on all the sectors, which ones are green, which ones are red. We can see our bonds are slightly red. We can see a couple sectors like comms, energy, financials, industrials, real estate, utilities are all slightly red, with the rest of them being green. We even have China up today. Like human psychology. This tweet would get like 5 likes if I left it like... Or no. So you guys want to see human psychology? So if I left it like this would probably not get seen by anybody. No one would like or retweet this, right? If you do this, it'd probably get about 50% better than the previous version I just showed you. And then this version, doing the same thing and then boldening it, that'll make it better for some reason. But if you guys, I want to see how many people do this though. If you guys are in the stream or the Discord, where am I going? Where am I at? There we go. Check out this tweet. I want to see how many people are part of the community. Sorry if you're in a trade. If you're in a trade, ignore me. Your trade is got way more priority over me asking you to check out a Twitter feed. Let's show the world how badass you all are. Just post your Lambo, you'll get more retweets. Guaranteed. You mean let me go rent a Lambo like everybody else does? And that's why you always see them driving around a Honda still? Because they're not doing it to be humble, they're doing it because that is their main car? I drive one piece of shit 2016 car. That's it. I have no fancy car. Leland said, and then if you post an image of 1,000% gain, it will go viral. Yeah, literally. Which me and Leland tested that as well. You know, we would post... I posted just trade reviews of Leland's, and they would get like... You know, they get some decent views, but nothing crazy. And then I would post just Leland's gains. I wouldn't post any trade review, any actual knowledge of what's in front of it. And I didn't get any haters, surprisingly, but it got like triple the amount of views at least. And it's literally just human psychology. People see big green or big money being made. They're like, oh, wow, this guy's a genius. But then they could have the same feed in front of them breaking down exactly how to do what he's doing, and they would ignore it. Chris said, my Lambo is my 2002 Ford Ranger, baby. There we go. Sherman said, 1998 4Runner, baby. There we go. See, you really don't need to have a nice car. I hate when people act like, oh, you're rich, you have a nice car. Like, you realize that's a decaying piece of turd, right? Like, it doesn't matter what car you buy in today's world, that will decay over time. I mean, you pretty much just need a collector's item besides that, and then you're not going to be driving that around everywhere. So, kind of pointless, right? You like collecting a piece of art at that point. You wouldn't actually use it, but you would have it. I said the 30 minutes shaping up for more bulls. Then I said we took short-term poots to previous day close. Now it's time to wait and see if buyers retake anything big, or do we see a slow staircase day? I almost said slow pterodactyl. That would have made so much sense, right? Slow staircase day. Did anybody want any updates on anything? There really wasn't much news today. Fed Cook speaks at 10. The Senior Loan Officer Option Survey, which isn't even that important, comes out at 2 my time. Trade balances tomorrow with a lot of Fed speakers. Some minimal news on different things like consumer credit. Wednesday, a lot of Fed speakers again. Oil inventories Thursday, a lot of Fed speakers end of day. Jobless claims comes out that day. That is important. That and trade balance are probably the two biggest important pieces of news coming out this week that aren't a Fed speaker. And then you have the sentiment report coming out on Friday. And the next week we have OPEC monthly report and all that good stuff. The fear and greed index is now up to 42, which if you guys remember correctly, we went down below 25 just a couple weeks ago. Tesla aiming to build... No, never mind. I already read half that out earlier. I posted that in the chat. We're not going to read that again. That's corporate news from overnight. Or over the weekend, however you want to portray that. Industry watch, sorry. Strong sectors today are tech, utilities, healthcare, consumer discretionary. Weak sectors today, real estate, industrials, materials, and financials. What's moving the market today? Carryover momentum following the best week of the year for the stock market. Ongoing enthusiasm for the idea that the Fed is done raising rates. Relative strength in the mega cap space. And treasury yields moving higher. Remember, guys, go over to Twitter. Make sure to like or retweet this just to show that you are here. I want to follow each and every person that's a BB trader, so when this tweet's done, I'll go back and I'm going to follow each and every person. But make sure to go like and retweet that. You don't have to do both. You can just like it if you want. But either way, I want to make sure everybody who's a part of the gang is followed. I want to make sure everybody is under the same scope. All right, let me post this to Twitter. Market update from... that. Earnings season is finally coming to a close. A lot of you guys are probably tired of hearing about that. Daffy, that is comment of the day. He said, "We got to be grateful we have a car. Others lost it in the stock market." That was comment of the day. That's good. Again, going back to the dude who sold his dad's car or whatever to trade options. Yeah, but it makes you happy when you're cruising in it. Oh, no, no problem with that. I don't want people in here to think like, oh, you have to have a nice car, you're a loser. Like, no, you definitely don't. It's a very normal thing to not have an amazing car. By amazing, I mean like, fancy, expensive. But no, if you do have one, then more power to you. Send us a sexy pic of your car if you do have one. There's a lot of car lovers in my chat. React said motorcycle, no car. Bearish pin bar on the SPY 5-minute. Apple pushing lower a bit. People said maybe the cure to male loneliness is a Lambo, though. No, I promise you it's not. Any social media trader / social media marketer will show you that, because they're all depressed human beings. Like almost 90% of those people are depressed. It doesn't matter that they have a Lambo. It doesn't matter if they have millions of dollars. None of that matters, because they finally get to the realization of like, oh, wow, I'm a really vague person even without all of these things. I am a boring person. Wow. I can only create short-term excitement with money. I am a boring, vague person. Wow. I have a 99 Jeep Cherokee while working on my 79... Holy crap. Damn, Eric. So you're the Jeep King. So what if I sold you my dad's So what if I sold my dad's Lexus? Creator, if that was you, I would be a little sad, but at the same time, I'd be like, damn, why didn't you let me share the story? He pulls up the receipts and it is his Reddit account. Oh, I would probably kick the person in our chat if that was somebody. I'm not even joking. And yeah, if you guys, just kind of an off-topic conversation here. If you guys are somebody who's in the community and you're not really like somebody who's like talking about trading or whatever, there are other channels. If you go to the off-topic section here, you can go in here and talk about cars or whatever the hell you guys want to. There's a lot of car lovers in here, vehicle lovers, tech lovers, anything you think of, it's all in here. We got pets, we got gaming, we got random memes, which again, Sinful kind of carries this channel. So if you want to catch some funny memes, here you go. And then food picks. You guys ever have any other, you know, food you want to share or whatever? Why are these memes so different? Oh, y'all are crazy. But yeah, there's a bunch of awesome side channels if you're somebody who just wants to look at that stuff too. Do you guys want me to go over anything or look at sectors or look at equities? What do you guys want me to look at? I'm pretty much y'all's mouse. Y'all tell me where to click. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm probably done on SPY updates for the day inside of the Reason Over Risk channel in Discord because I really only saw that one pullback. We have yet to see anything else to give me information to become more bullish. We've not gotten information for me to grab more puts. We've not gotten information for anything. Just got an Oxy 59 put. I will hold for a few days. He's liking the weakness on energy sector. So that's what Daffy's going for. You want me to go over sectors? Alright, good looks. Which, we'll go over them all. If I could even find where I put them. Here we go. Oh, this is my everything. Oh, God. Hold up. There we go. Okay, well, you're going to see some extras in here. I clearly messed that one up. So let's start on the daily time frame. I don't really like looking at the sectors in terms of like, oh guys, it's moving up one candle here, like, because at this sense now I'm having to track like 9 other sectors. So when I'm doing intraday sector watching, I am only going to watch those. Great, now I lost it. Oh, here it is. I am only going to, nope, that's not it either. Here we go. I am only going to watch these 5 sectors because these are the 5 that move the most. These are the 5 that have the most weight. These are the 5 that matter the most. So of course, when I'm watching intraday or smaller time frames, you really only need to be focused on these 5 for movement. Because if you have all 5 moving up higher, guess what SPY's probably doing? Moving higher. So unless you have IWM just like tanking through the floor, this is going to work a lot of the time. So good high probability thing to look at. Now, when you're looking at the rest of them, and you're looking at all of them as a whole, I do like to look at, here, let's make this cleaned up a little bit. There we go. I do like to look at just the bigger time frame when you're looking at it like that, because this gives you a better view. Which, if you want to chart it differently, you can. If you want to do your TA routine and then do like a second chart. What am I doing? Do like this. Do a second chart. You can, be my guest. You should already have this for your individual weights anyway, like Apple, Microsoft, like we talk about every single day, every single week. If you don't do it for these, I'm not really that mad at you. It's not a bad thing. But what you should be focused on is just, again, the price action. So we went from the monthly to get emerging candles. Now I am cheating, and I'm going to the weekly to get supply and demand. I'm going to start from the far left. Sometimes I like to start from the eves, but since we're already kind of popped this eve and possibly holding what looks like a, honestly, I hate to say this, but a pretty massively looking bull flag, I want to see closer or farther out levels, levels of price history. So I want to draw really, really old information. So we have our first all-time high, which was over here, and they reversed from here. High of that candle to the open of that green candle. We're going to cheat. They're at the 2025. Bam, we have supply. It was short-term broken, but they didn't really get anything over it, so we're just going to leave it there. And then what else can we get in here? So we got another supply from right here, which was held as support and pushed over. 2025. Do we have anything in between? Not really. We could probably add this level right here, because it's where they held here, held, and then where they slowly tried to hold, and then where they retested away from to dump from. So, in a sense, there is a pretty good level here. So we're going to leave that there, go over to the daily, and we're done. We don't have to do any more charting. We can just analyze now. But we can see, oh wow, Tech had an inside candle on the daily time frame. They had a positive print with a bullish kicker. That's super bullish. So does it cause for us to push up to here? No, not every time. But can it happen? Yes. As you can see clearly right here in front of you, it did happen. But what we want to see now is of this move, from the low of this move where the inside bar held, up to where we, let's say this is where we slow down from, a couple red candles pop up after, then you can draw this fib. You can't draw it yet, but I'm just saying for preemptive thinking, how you can look at this. Yes, you are in a supply, not just from this bigger weekly time frame and from the monthly levels, but even if you just look at where we reversed last time, right here, from the high to the open of that green candle, you can see we actually did make it to the top of short-term supply as well. So do you need to leave this mark? No. But you should at least have that kind of thought out so you can see it. So where should we be looking for more sellers or more buyers? Well, one, if sellers do pop up and we do end up drawing this fib, we want to see, do they end up bringing us down to just this level and we make higher lows? Do they want to take us down to the golden pocket and control point? This can take days of time for all we know. We don't know what they're going to want to do. What can bulls do? Well, if they don't just hold a higher low here and continue higher, and they do just continue past this, where can we look for more continuation? The area of supply, the old all-time high. So just a couple ways of looking at stuff, but I really like looking at the bigger time frames in that aspect because it can just give you a good awareness view of what you're looking at. You know, I don't really know how to word that, but if you're looking at SPY, right, and you feel like you're bullish, that's your intuition screaming at you, right? And that's probably because you've done outside research beyond just looking at SPY. You've probably looked at sectors, or you've looked at media boards, looking at people talk about whatever you've done something to create this inner voice in you saying, hey, I feel more bullish than bearish. That's your intuition. That is why it's good to kind of curve your intuition, or sharpen it, I should say, by going over these sectors, because now you're not just looking at information. Now you're kind of giving yourself better intuition, right? You already have this like vanilla intuition that doesn't have all this sharp, super cutting edge, future, you know, whatever kind of breakdown over this filter that it can have. Then you look at the sectors, you've now gone through that filter. Now you have this like super sharp, cutting edge intuition. Now you're ready to do whatever, you're ready to react to whatever. It makes sense to you. You're able to act on it because now it's not just intuition, you have high conviction. You can only create high conviction, again, if you sharpen your intuition by, again, going over this stuff, looking at either the sectors, the bigger time frame, whatever it is, to help you see the outer picture, to see, oh, okay, wow, we are bullish, or wow, this is bullish, I just need to hold this, or I am bearish, if it cuts this, I'm out. You know, being able to create a plan around high probability levels, around high probability information, around high quality information, not just, oh, there's a level here. Yeah, what is it though? What is that level? Why do you have it? Oh, I don't know. I think it's from a support or resistance from the the hourly or the 4 hour. I don't really remember. That doesn't really help you. If you ask me, I'll be like, oh, that's an emerging candle, or oh, that's a previous day high supply, or oh, that's a previous day pivot point from the previous day close or the previous day. You should know what information you're looking at. You should know what information you're trying to have high conviction off of. So you need to be able to go through the sectors, to go through bigger time frames, even if you just do what I do, you know, even just going through the top 5 sectors. Be my guest. You don't have to go through all of them, but go through the ones that matter at least. Give yourself that That, like I said, sharper intuition. You're able to see what's going on. It's not random emotions speaking out of you. But who all remembers the game plan from this morning? Who all remembers what we said today? We were talking about how we're still bullish. We held this higher low. All we've done is the same exact thing we did that day. We've gapped up, and we've held what we gapped up. If anything, you have another bullish confirmation saying, hey, we probably going to try to test this previous day high supply. If we break it on this time around, look to see if we surpass 437s as well. So right now we're looking to see, do bears or bulls take control of previous day high supply? We already have this first initial test, so it's giving bulls a little bit more of a chance than the first time around where they just opened higher. That doesn't really help them. A higher open is great for bulls, but if you're opening at a resistance, it doesn't really do anything until broken. Now, if they had opened over that previous day high, we're looking great. So this is why you could see we had a little bit of a higher open, a pullback. Your sectors are settling. You have a lot of things trying to decide what direction do we want to go to. But does that breakdown help some of you guys? Hopefully some of you guys will go through some of this stuff. Again, it really is about seeing what information is on your screen and then what is it telling you. You don't have to sit there and say, oh, I think that's all right. No, you either trust it or you don't. It's as simple as that. Was it bullish or was it bearish? Or is that just a piece of information to remind you of something later on? Oh, yo, this level's notable. Okay, well, note that. Note that. Note, oh, hey, we rejected this 18 times. Maybe on the 19th time we'll go over it. No, continue to look for rejection until proven otherwise. It's not, oh, we're going to definitely pop over this time. No, you shouldn't be hopeful or making up scenarios. But right now, guys, you're still bullish. There's no reason to be bearish on your kind of more midterm outlook for the week, just because nothing has happened to really invalidate that bullish momentum from last week. If you guys remember the update too, that was the most bullish year of the, most bullish week of the year, of 2023, which is kind of mind-blowing. We're all the way in November, and you're telling me that's the most bullish week we've had? So we could have a continuation. This could be just another repeat slowdown rally, so we'll see. But I just want you all to know, we had large moves down, we had large moves up. So if anything, either side needs to do a little bit of this. Doesn't matter if we're bearish or bullish right now. What matters is that either side builds up energy on the bigger time frames, builds up consolidation, builds up a range. So we can have clean moves, so we can understand what's in front of us. A couple weeks ago when we went up, right? And then we rejected and we had that really aggressive pullback and everybody was bearish, right? Which, good, they should have been. Why did we slow down there? Why did we reject there? And why did it dump? None of that matters. What matters is that we went up to a supply or a gap fill, whatever it was. I think it was a gap fill. Almost filled it. We wicked it. And you'll notice we didn't just dump the next day when we did all of that. We didn't. We didn't just dump. We had a reaction move away from it, but we didn't just flush through supports or anything. No, they created a range. They created a new norm for them to look at for, all right, if we close under this, then we're looking for more bears. If we don't, then this is just a range building up for possibly more for more bulls, sorry. So again, tell the story of the chart to yourself. It is very, 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 very helpful. You might sound a little crazy to other people while you're talking to yourself and kind of reminding yourself what's going on step by step, but it is very, very, very helpful to have that step-by-step breakdown, the order of operations, again, kind of like we talked about very heavily last week. I'm trying to get this more into y'all's ears more, so everybody kind of follows this as a routine kind of thing. Again, you shouldn't need me. You should have these levels on your own. You should have the previous day high supply. You should have the previous day low demand on your own. You should have all the information on your screen right in front of you on your own. The game plan, this is what we need to start working on now. The order of operations. When should I be bullish? When should I be bearish? The step-by-step process to trading in a more high probability direction. Again, I'm never going to say, guys, you're definitely going to trade better. You're definitely going to make better trades. No, you might not. You might make worse trades for all I know. Everybody's different. But this system here gives you a route. It gives you a path ahead. Oh, it's doing this? Now I look for this. Oh, it's doing that? Now I look for this. If you don't have a system like that, then you're not trading. You're gambling. But thank you guys for being here. Be sure to drop a like on the stream. Right now, we're just watching SPY range trade right now, in between the previous day high and the previous day close. I would like to tell you guys that we're inside a previous day high and low, but we are. But at the same time, we're almost at a further squeeze than that. Yes, we are in between here. Yes, we are in between here. But we're in between here and previous day close. So we're even tighter than inside of the previous day range. So I don't just say previous day range. What part of that range are we in? We're in between previous day close and previous day high. We're if anything, we're at the top half of this range. Again, zoom out, remind yourself what's going on. Sherman said, still in between pre-market levels, had a cross, but no closes above or below. Wow, even more of a squeeze right there. You guys see that? So you can see we are getting a little bit of indecision at the open. Does this make sense, though, to everybody on why we aren't getting crazy movement? You know, again, if you zoom out to that daily time frame, I really do feel like this opens it up for you. But I want to make sure you guys understand this. I don't want to leave anybody behind. I want everybody to understand, why are we not having a crazy, exciting day? If in my eyes, I'm like, this is a no shit kind of day. Like, this makes so much sense to me. But if it doesn't make sense to you, ask. Or review. You probably haven't reviewed much either. Hey Josh, would you be able to break down the inside bar and meta on the max daily? I set up the entries, however, I'm trying to figure out when I could have gotten in on the 1 day, 1 minute, or 5 day, 5 minute. Yes, no problem, Chris. 1 second, actually. I have to go grab something, Chris. But when I come back, that is the very first thing we're going to do. We're going to go over the meta inside bar. We'll go over levels, how to look at it, and then we'll go over exactly what you were asking, the intraday price action. But 1 second, I have to go grab something, but I will come back and we'll do that. Okay, I am here. Let's see what was said. Alright, Chris, I didn't forget about you. We're gonna get to it. Oh, Lulan, he said, don't let him fool you, Chris. He's never coming back. That would be funny. Saw my name and what? Never can. No, I would never do that. Now you guys should know me by now. Honestly, if there's someone in here I don't want to talk to, I'll just bully them out of here. I'm not gonna sit here and listen to them, or worse, I'll ignore them. I just don't see the point. Haters can actually just screw off. Anybody who's actually here to learn and grow, I'll literally die for you in battle. I love this community. John Deere got a new low of day. Good post by Daffy, which means you guys are probably up to close to over 30% on Daffy's free John Deere play, which I hope you guys are taking this serious. Last week he called out Spy multiple times. He had Apple, he had Nike. This week he has John Deere already on the plate, so he's already killing it. So I hope again that you guys are taking Daffy serious with some of his free plays, because he's doing this for free. He's trading them on his own, but he doesn't even have to post about it. He could just go trade it and be quiet about it, and then post a review later. You know, he could totally keep it to himself, but he doesn't. So I hope you guys are taking some of his plays serious and review them too. It's not about just, oh, let's follow Daffy. No, it's also about reviewing what he's doing. It's just nice to see, oh, okay, that's why you liked it. Bam. Okay, I'll look out for that next time. Oh, you didn't like this about that as well? Okay, bam, I'll look out for that next time. But let's go over the meta inside bar for my boy Chris. Did meta really have an inside bar? I didn't get to look the other day. Oh, they did. Nice. Alright, so let's do a new one, Chris. We'll do the Chris chart. Alright, so your levels up to this point should have been, you know, the high of the, you know, candle. The highs of this candle, low of that candle. And then outside of this, if you added other levels from Intraday, awesome. What I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to show you a little cheat method. This is in my video. This isn't anything I'm making up. But I love to extend those levels so I can see, are there emerging candles around here? I love to do this because I feel like it kind of narrows down everything else. So this is like the high of it, and this is the low of my inside bar trade apparently. So we're gonna grab emerging candles around it. So I have one there, I have one there. We have a halfway point way up here, and you could probably draw another one here and another one here. But for now, we're just gonna leave it like that, just to move on. And then let's get a couple to the top side, which I remember meta is one of those weird ones. They don't have anything right here. Yeah, see, on this one, you have to almost cheat. You have to go from, what was the last emerging candle? This one to that. Outside of that, we have 322.90. And then if we want to draw another one, we can. Like I said, down here, you could draw an in-between here and in-between here. Here, you could draw an in-between here and in-between here. Maybe we should draw one of the top sides so we have it. No, we'll leave it. We'll leave it. All right, so that's all the levels we have. That's our setup. We're still focused on these levels right here. Let me color them. Make it a little easier to see. So I'm like brain farting. We have the inside bar. We have our emerging candles. Everybody's good. We still understand where we're at right now. How we got all these levels. How all this makes sense. You can see the outside levels clearly don't matter for today's example, but I still wanted to get them just for review's sake because I like doing the whole process. It feels weird, you know, if you were to like talk about the TA routine and then not redo it all, because it's like, all right, well, how'd you get those levels? It's just weird. Now let's go down to the smaller time frame. So your question was, hey Josh, would you be able to break down the inside bar and meta on the max daily? I set up the entries, however, I'm trying to figure out when I could have gotten in on the 1 day 1 minute or 5 day 5 minute. So you're looking at the 1 or 5 minute. The 1 and the 5 minute, sorry. Let's do the 5 minute first and we'll jump down to the, no, hold up. We'll do 1, then the 5. So this is our today, right? So this being your first trigger level and you opening over it is a good sign because this already should give you initial, I guess, extra like momentum in your head of like, yo, this is bullish, not bearish. Because anytime you open higher, that does take a pretty significant amount of bulls. Anytime you open lower, that does take a significant amount of bears. And if you can break a significant level at the same time, that will increase, oh, this thing's super strong. But this one wasn't. It didn't really break anything, right? You just got a higher open over the previous day. It didn't really crack over anything except what? What can we see here? The previous day high. I mean, it's essentially gapping over the previous day high. So we have two pieces of information. One, I need to hold 315.55, right? And maybe holding over previous day high would be nice. So let's maybe drag our level, and then also try to grab, like, I don't know, like a supply or something. Like, honestly, like right here. I'm looking at the top, and then I'm looking at the open of the last green candle, which would be this one. Grabbing that open. So just a very, very tiny area, but essentially saying, all right, if it can hold this, it can look good. Which you should probably do this prep on the 5-minute, not on the 1, but since we're already here, let's just do it here. Zoom in now. So now in our heads, we're like, all right, this should be bullish as long as this level holds or this holds, right? But we get a couple fake outs here. I mean, they faked it out one here, which that was in the first, what, 3, 4, 5 minutes, which you shouldn't even be trading that anyway. And then what? What was this? 8:52. So 22 minutes into the market and 5 minutes into the market, they faked it twice. Then you get an inside candle here, green print, and then from this candle, it looks like they never once broke back under. Can you tell me exactly why? I'm going backwards, by the way. I'm not going forwards on this. Can you tell me exactly why this one held? Why did they not break it anymore? What happened to these fake outs we kept getting? Can anybody tell me why we got it on the first two, but not that third one? All right, so let me ask it this way, because I don't want to be like, no, you're wrong, because you're not wrong. What do we like to see when we see base builds? What do we like to see when we see a support being held on on a daily time frame when I'm looking for a swing? You know, I'm looking for a bullish hammer. I'm looking for a bullish pattern, right? I'm looking for any kind of bullishness to say, hey, there's a bullish pattern at the support. Buy it, dummy. Get it. Set your stop right under. Or like a base build higher low series, we get higher lows. So what is one thing that we should basically tell ourselves before the open, if we do get a higher open, like we did here, what are some things that we want to see before getting into a bullish play? We already know that we're bullish. We got the higher open. What do we see beyond that? We want to see patterns, bullish patterns in this example, or higher lows, right? So you don't really have anything here except just a higher open. So you can't really be bullish at open. We just got to be a little patient, right? Which could be a pain in the ass. That's probably the bigger problem here, is just trying to be patient enough to see the opportunity pop up. It's not even which one's right, which one's the best. It's really just, can you be patient enough? Because it does take a little bit of time. And I talk about this a lot with settling type price action. And sometimes, I'm not joking you, this will make people ignore me or I sound boring because I'm talking about an honest part of the market. Yeah, I'm sorry that the market doesn't just go up and down. The market does go sideways. This is actually 85% of the stock market is going sideways. Only 15% of the time are you trending up or down. Yeah, let that sit in your head for a second. That is mind-blowing, right? So what do we get here? What are we wanting to get here, Chris? We're wanting to get higher lows or any kind of bullish pattern. What do we get here? We get a low. They didn't quite fill the gap, so we won't say they did. And they didn't quite do anything here either, but they are higher than the previous low, right? So that's a good sign. They get an inside bar. They traded inside again. Green print. Awesome. We get a hold of support over 315.55, and we finally have the first reasonable looking higher low. Because this one broke under, it looks ugly. This one broke under, it looks ugly. So what? It had an inside bar. It still broke under. It's ugly. So what that this was a higher low? It still broke the level that we're looking at. It still broke the previous day high that we're looking at. So it essentially still invalidates us getting into calls, even if a bullish pattern does appear here, right? So what happens on this third one? We get a little bit of a hold over that, and it actually has the first reasonable hold. Looks great. Is it an inside bar? No. Candle-wise maybe, but wick-wise, no. But you finally get the first hold of that support that's a higher low or any kind of significant approach to being bullish on this, right? Because you already are bullish. You know, you probably have a little bit of bias saying, you know what, I'm looking for just calls. If it really gives me some lower highs under here, maybe I'll take some puts. Maybe that's your thinking. But that's how I see it on the 1 minute at least. And then let's see what happens on the second time. So we have our first reasonable higher low. What do we have on our second reasonable higher low? What candle pattern is this? We talked about this last week. This is the big one that we talked about, actually, because it's a weird-looking pattern. It has a higher open on that green candle and a higher close. What does that mean? It's not an engulfing because it doesn't completely swallow the previous candle. It's not a piercing line because it doesn't start lower. A piercing line starts lower. But what starts into that previous candle and then finishes higher? Exactly, Chris. Okay, bullish patterns and higher lows after a base build to confirm for bulls. My bad. I didn't want to interrupt myself, or I would lose my train of thought. But that's what I was trying to go for, though. So that's the 1 minute breakdown. We get that, right? And this is, by the way, this is a soldier pattern. If anybody didn't pick up on that, I didn't see anybody answer. But that is a single soldier pattern, a single white soldier. We just call them soldiers. I don't see the point in calling them white and black because we don't use white and black candles. If anything, it's a green soldier. But does that make sense? I'm okay to move on to the 5 minute now, Chris, and anybody else who is maybe interested in listening to that conversation. We're all still good. I can move on to the 5 minute now. And you can see I'm not trying to make anything up. This is probably the most important thing you can do while reviewing. It is very important to review everything that went on, to see everything, right? To break down, all right, what were the best trades? What happened where? You know, to understand everything. But what is the worst thing you can do to yourself while reviewing? Being a Captain Hindsight. You cannot be Captain Hindsight. Yes, we can look back on things that have already happened and reviewed them effectively without this tampering our future look on the chart. But what can affect our future look of the chart? Us making things up. So do not make things up. You would never enter $10 billion of calls at this support, because that's a lot of money. That you've never spent that kind of money before, right? So you'd never do it. The same should apply when you're reviewing. Oh, you would never do that? Then you should never review it that way. We're aiming to review correctly so you can limit yourself to doing it the correct way, to doing it in the fashion that gives you the highest probability of seeing a green outcome to your trade. All right, so we're good to move on. All right, so let me delete this. Let me delete this. Wait. Delete that. That was all the prep for the 5 minute, or for the 1 minute, sorry. Now we're going to the 5 minute, right? And 1 second, let me check SPY. All right, SPY's still holding. Really aggressive pullback, but they didn't break anything from what was already made. Again, this is really where you would look for puts, not here. Now you're seeing another reversal back up. So nothing really being taken by bulls, nothing really being taken by buyers. We're just getting a lot of what? Settling, ranging, consolidation. That's okay. That's what we need. We talked about that. Also, I'd like to point out John Deere from Daffy did fall a lot more. If you're somebody who took this trade under 379.50, you are up very nice. He also said something I want to point out, and I don't see it often. People don't discuss. I am not perfect. If you see something you don't like, let's talk about it. Let's have discussion. Why does it look good? Why does it not? So if you guys ever have any questions for Daffy on his plays from last week or this week, hit him up. Ask him. Hey, why'd you like that? If you didn't quite catch it live, ask him afterwards. He's happy to answer. Just give him some time. He did just have a newborn, so give him a little bit of time to answer you too if he is a little bit busy. But huge gains by Daffy. Let me see if he posted in Discord. I'm about 99% sure he did. Yeah, they're up 50% right here. Check this out. He said 50% here. You can see React up 40%. This is him alerting it, but I'm late to this, so it's up a lot more now because it dumped a lot more. But great job by Daffy. Great job by Daffy. Posted all over the YouTube chat and the trade floor. He posted everywhere. Round of applause, Daffy. Seriously. If you're in here watching this stream, post the Daffy emote. Everybody's got to post the Daffy emote. Let's get a wall of Daffys going. Sandollar said, out of me, DE last put for 54% and now cash. Great job. I love to see people not being greedy. I love to see you guys taking your cash. Because do we need to catch the whole move? No. If you're not used to taking those kinds of trades either, should you be aiming to sell at the furthest target? No. It's okay to take profit early or what you see as early now. It's all perception. Yes, more Daffys, more Daffys. And then we'll get back to the 5 minute on meta with Chris. But I wanted to make sure we hype my boy up because that was a very nice breakdown. And he's one of the few people who constantly do what he does. Alright, back to the 5 minute for meta. Chris will be continuing to discuss what we would have broken down. So let's say we drew our previous day high and low, you know, supply and demand, because we did it on the 1 minute, so let's do it here. So if you did do the demand, you would do it way down here because this is the low of day. But you can see how that wouldn't really have helped you because it isn't your price. So we're going to focus on the high of day supply, which isn't here. The high of day is over here. So go over here. What's the high of day? Bam. All right, that's the high of day. Before it reversed back down, what was the last green candle? This one. So let's go to that one. That gives us a 5-minute supply. All right, now let's zoom in and see what we would have got here. So first 5 minutes, very indecisive. I promise you, after this candle closes, a lot of people would say, well, it's probably going to go fill that gap first. And then what did it do? It didn't quite fill anything. It just pushed back above. And this is, again, why I call it sometimes jump roping or settling or ranging, indecision. Because bulls and bears don't really know who has control here, visually. The chart knows who has control. You and me, visually, though, we're not going to see that instantly. We're just seeing bears take it over, us thinking about, okay, well, they probably want to work down here, them taking that initial, move, the halfway point of that gap down, or gap up, sorry, and then pushing it back up, back above what? Back above the invalidation point, the point of where if they keep holding it, they're bullish, right? If they keep holding it here, they're bullish. So if they can push away from this, it looks great. If they can make lower highs here, this would have been a super bearish chart, but they didn't. The very next 5-minute candle popped back above it, right? So what are the two things that we're probably thinking now as this candle closes? Well, it's either going to, wants to just continue pumping because it tried to sell off and then didn't and got a really nice reaction. So there could be momentum left over to just pump this back up to this high. Or sometimes, this is very fair and normal, this is what I again tell you people call me boring for, you get ranging, you get settling, you get a reset. This is very normal. If any of you guys are fans of any of the swing trading videos or the playlist about swing trading, we talk about reset candles about every 10 minutes in those videos, because every single time you get a breakout or a continuation, you have to look, or at least be looking out for, a potential reset. Again, when I say reset, I mean bulls are still in control, but you're going to see some red candles first. They want to get back into a spot where it's most cost effective. Where did they bring it back down to without breaking? The previous day high supply. They held it as support, making it the most cost effective for them to get into this chart. And they put 3 big red indecisive candles on the screen. This one almost would scare people into thinking it's a hammer. It's not, because you have too long of a candle. It's almost the size of the body. It's not a hammer at all. 3 very indecisive candles. We know that because they're small body candles, very large legs, right? So there actually is a very good chance that this is bullish reversal, but we need to see a little bit more, right? So what do you end up getting? Another big reaction. Okay, so now we know bulls are definitely in control. So you can see where the buying pressure has definitely been held. And again, if you watch any of my SPX series, any of my live trades, any of those reviews you'll see from me especially, I'm always looking at the 5-minute to give myself information. And I'm almost always jumping down to that smaller time frame on the 1-minute to actually get me into the trade. If you notice, where the 5-minute started to show you where buyers were, that was the last time they had a fake out on the 1-minute. So from there, that's where you should have been very bullish from, on the 5-minute. On the 1-minute, we saw that we didn't see an actual reasonable entry until over here or here. Either or, whichever one you wanted. So you could see it took a little bit longer. But using those together gave you that insight, gave you that look of, all right, yeah, wow, we're definitely bullish as long as we do this. In this case, it's holding the previous day high supply and the bottom of the inside bar. Or not bottom, that would be your... that would be your top of the initial inside candle. So the higher open, kind of initially starting the momentum, and then really just needing to prove its worth. What evidence shows that this is still bullish? That's all you're looking for. If they don't have any and they end up breaking and you get evidence of bears taking over, lower highs on the smaller time frames rejecting 315.50s and the previous day high supply, then yeah, you're probably pushing back down towards 312, 311 today. Or, I mean, you still could do that. I'm just telling you with what we see now. But let me know. Does that make sense, Chris? Anybody else who was listening on that convo, did that help you out? Again, it's about looking at the 5-minute down to the 1 and really just giving yourself good looks on multiple time frames to give yourself a higher probability trade. Is it going to work every time? No. I could have failed after you entered. I could have definitely broken 315.50s and then you'd been cutting it. But at least you would have had a reason to cut it because you understand, oh, well, whoever has control of this area right here has control of direction. And you broke that down logically. You broke that down without making anything up. You broke it down by just using the methods we talk about and use in here every single day, every single week. It's not making up anything. So that's the best part. You're giving yourself a consistent routine, a consistent rule set, a consistent look. You don't want to be... Yes, the chart's going to be different 50 different ways when you trade a 40% or 80% entry. But your 40% and 80% entry, though, should be the exact same every single time. It should come from something, a support or resistance, from a candlestick pattern, from an area where it gives you higher probability of getting that. You guys have answered me a million times, you know, when we do this drawing, and I'm like, oh, guys, if we have, you know, price trading here, come on, Josh, draw. If you have price trading here, right, who has higher probability on the bottom side? Who has higher probability on the top side? Whoops. Bulls do. They have more room to get back up to the top of resistance. Up here, bears do. They have more room under them. So if you can find higher probability patterns right here, or high probability patterns right here, you're giving yourself even more of a higher chance of having a better trade outcome. But that was the inside bar on Meta. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my super long, probably overlapped breakdown, but hopefully that helps. I hope maybe that reiterated something, or maybe I said something different to help you out and see that. But the 1 minute and 5 minute, though, very, very, very powerful combination, Chris. And I'm glad you were already kind of looking at it that way. But let me know, when you reviewed, were you close to it? To anything I might have covered? Did you see anything there? Was there anything different that you might not have seen? Or was there something there that I didn't cover? Let me know. I'm not perfect. I'm sure you've looked at it for a good minute now, so your insight is valuable. The 30-minute is shaping up to be like super bullish. You just don't have any like follow-up yet, but this looks so good. You have an indecisive doji followed by a hammer followed by another indecisive candle. If this was to be a green print, this could be an almost curling up move, which is weird to say because you're in supply on the daily. You're still under previous day high supply on the 1 and the 5 minute, but 30 minutes shaping up to be in a very powerful position to really give either side something. So right now it looks bullish, but that's because this candle's green. If you were to have a red print, that would be very, very, very bad for this chart. Also, it would connect with what's happening on the daily. We have a gapped up small candle, so... Alright, sorry guys, I was catching up with messages. I'm getting here now. Looks like a lot of y'all just saying range or trading to the right. Yes, the biggest thing is, one, I was unable to sift through the choppiness of the price action before the breakup. When you explained to find the bullish pattern to confirm bulls, that is when it clicked. Oh, okay, there you go. Well, I'm glad it helped a little bit. Yeah, honestly, it's in the moment though too, Chris. And this is you'll never hear me be able to explain it the right way because I didn't say it in real time. You know, if it was in real time, that would have been a lot harder to see because of the amount of time you had to wait. But you have to have these like, you have to think of like the bigger time frames at the same time. Like, all right, so our market literally just took the biggest tank ever, right? We just took all supports out and we broke the inside bar. We went lower, and then we experienced the most bullish week of the year, of the entire year in 2023, right? And we're coming off of that week. So in our heads, yeah, we probably should be bullish still, but you're going to have a little bit of hesitancy because it's the first day of that following week. You're not going to just instantly keep rallying. No, there needs to be a little bit of settling, right? And we need to anticipate that. So it makes sense that as we're entering supply on the daily time frame, that we do experience a Monday that it gives us a little bit of a slowdown. Now, will every time be like this? No. Every situation is different. Also, guys, I'd like to point out we have multiple lower highs now. At the same time, you were holding multiple higher lows. Can't speak. Either can I say we're on the cup and handle in the fight? Yes, you can. It actually does look like that. I don't know if I would like follow, oh, all cup and handles are bullish or all cup and handles are bearish. I don't know if I'd follow that, but it definitely does represent that right now on that 5-minute chart like you're pointing out. Good looks, good looks. I'm listening to your reasoning. However, looking on the 5-minute, you can see it's ranging. Would you take a trade above the 1025 candle, 316.80 area? Based on the 5-minute by itself, no. Because if you're entering on the 5-minute, you're going to be entering too late, especially on a day like today, where you're range trading. So that's why the only trade I liked was on that 1-minute. That breakdown that I did to the downside, that's the only thing I've personally touched today. Everything else in here we talked about was just because of his breakdown on meta. Let me switch back to that. So you said On the 5 minute, you can see it's ranging. Would you take a trade above the 1025 candle? 1025 candle. Are you Central? What time zone are you? It's probably 925. What you're mentioning. Like you're entering on the close of this 5 minute candle? No, that wouldn't make any sense. Yeah, that definitely doesn't make any sense. I mean, I guess you could have, and it would have worked out, but like, I don't know. That's kind of like not really good risk reward, because you're like, oh, let me buy here and I'll sell here. I just don't. It's just not like a lot, and that's on the 1 minute. I'm saying that. So here on the 5 minute, you can see you're buying an indecisive candle into a hammer, and you're telling yourself that you should have sold high of day. I don't know. That one's just. I feel like that's kind of risky. I mean, you could have, and it makes sense on why you're bullish. If you're aiming for like selling some here and having runners, and then if you're like, oh, I'm cutting now because it made a lower high, okay, that's just a good trade that didn't work out. But if you mean like, should you be only aiming for those? No, hell no. That's why I was using both on that example, because without the other, it really doesn't really make much sense because of how much ranging there is, like you pointed out. Also, welcome back, Stacy. Glad to have you. I mean, Stazaraki. I don't know what the name means. But welcome back. My bad, Daffy. I don't know why I read your message and then I was like brain farting to actually do it. Here's the hourly, as my boy Daffy requested. That's actually not a bad time frame to keep right there, the hourly. I guess this could just be our mess with it chart. Anytime we're like, well, what's this time frame say? We'll just mess with this one, because these two need to be absolute. This one needs to be absolute. Like, these three here do not need to move. Trading off of these, using this for awareness, and then this one I guess we could use for extra awareness. I guess that's how we should label it. But I like having the 1 and 5 minutes stacked, and I'm addicted to the daily, so that'll never move. So maybe this one we can keep as our like change around info chart or whatever. I don't know, I'm kind of speaking to myself on that one. Sorry guys, I sound a little crazy. I swear it's just me trying to be organized. Pretty ugly. Maybe should have walked the 5 minute a little more. Yo, good stuff, guys. Y'all killed it on this tweet. Thank you, guys. Everybody, if you weren't here, we were saying if you were in the stream or Discord, like or retweet this, just to get everybody hyped on one post. I also noticed they love to give these like fake bot posts here. Yes, of course, block. Look, another one. Oh wait, no, never mind. Different post. Yeah, Daffy's on fire. Fam, I will call it a day here, taking my oldest to her dentist appointment. I will catch you on the trade floor update. We'll be holding Oxy puts that are up 18% at the moment. We'll see you later, Daffy. Have a great rest of your day, and I hope the appointment goes great. Can't wait to see more updates. Sandollar said, thank you for the stream, Chief. 2 out of 2 on SPY calls across 2 platforms, and 1 out of 1 on me DE puts on me TOS. It's been a good morning. As you guys can't see already, he is speaking in Mr. Krabs. See both of you, Daffy and Sandollar. See you both. Hope you both have a great rest of your day. Stazaraki, you need to focus on reviewing then. You need to give yourself reviews. You don't need to be... I hope you're not taking live trades yet. You need to be taking mental trades first. Not paper trades. Hear me right. Mental trades. So you need to be going over the levels, reviewing them, right? Like I just did earlier, and like we did on our recent videos that we did together. Make sure to review the daily homework video. I think that'll help you out a lot too. But finding those better probability entries, reviewing those, focusing on those, so when they pop up in real time, you're like, oh wow, there it is, right there, and then you take your risk on it, instead of entering too late, like you were just saying. So give yourself more time. But also don't beat yourself up. You're trying. Have an epic day, everyone. You too, Sandollar. And yeah, right now, guys, we're just getting a little bit of a jump rope around 435.50s. You are in bullish control in every sense. It's just really slow because you're against resistance. So, could be a little bit of an awkward day today, maybe even going into tomorrow. Who knows? I think tomorrow you'll get a little bit more movement than this in the first part of the day because of the little bit of news coming out. But also, you have a lot of Fed speakers this week, so you might just have a lower volume week. Also adding on to the fact that last week was the most bullish week of the year, so it could also add into that as well. You have multiple things pointing towards wait. That's why I'm taking the time to review to get more trades from the bottom instead of the top. There you go. It's a big problem that I have. There you go. Just take more time. You just need more reps. Mental reps is what I tell everybody. You just need more mental reps. You need to focus on it a little bit longer. It's not that you're doing anything wrong. You just need more time. Nothing wrong with that. I highly recommend checking out a lot of the videos too. Like I'm not just saying this for the growth of my own channel or for views. Like I make my channels because they're actually helpful videos. Like I'm done making public videos now. We're done with that. Every video that's on my channel right now, that's all you're gonna see unless you're a member. We'll be releasing good short-term videos, good stuff to kind of keep people maintaining. But every video that's on my channel, it's set. That's the system. It's everything on here. You know, so if you just go through some of the recent videos, like the Inside Bar, the seminar sessions, this is a great one. The fib that me and Leland talk about. These two videos that are from, not even from me. They're literally from one of my leaders in chat, Sherman. So it's getting other outside perspective, and he covers a huge list. Here, check this out. This is my favorite part about these two videos. Where's it at? There it is. So you see this list right here? He goes through the intro, how to get the levels, how to get the levels, again, that kind of weighs into it. The watch list, the different market weights we look at, his own trade reviews that he's done, and then he goes over a ton of them, right? So you can check that out. Check this out. The other one. Look at this list. This one's even bigger. He has he pretty much everything he did in the first one, a little bit more, it looks like. He did a lot more. And then he covered even more examples of trades that worked out. He covered trades that were called out by other people that were using the system, went over all kinds of tickers. Over 21 trades, he had a 95% win rate by just taking the same entries we talk about. But that's when you've had enough reps, like Sherman. In this example, Sherman's had thousands of reps up to this, and he's still getting reps up until this day. None of us believe that we're done getting reps. You never are done getting reps. You make a successful trade for a week straight, who cares? That's just a great sign of growth. You still need to get more reps. Don't ever get ahead of yourself. Don't ever get cocky. So when you do find that short-term success, don't let it get ahead of you, because that can be a big thing. And that's why a lot of the traders in my chat are serious traders, because they don't get ahead of themselves. You'll never see them in chat going, oh guys, look at this that I did for every single one of you. I'm so good. I'm better than all of you. You'll never see anybody do that in my chat, because no one thinks like that. No one, at least it's a logical human, thinks that they're better than anyone. You're just trying to be better than your previous self. It's not you versus the rest of us. It's you versus you. The staircase method, how do you get in and out of contracts effectively? Amazing info. The sectors of the S&P, if you still don't understand how those work and stuff, and the amazing amounts of trades on here. Like, everyone's always like, where are these trading videos? Bro, check the playlist. Go to the playlist. We have 2 full playlists of live trades. Go look at them. There's probably 60 plus live trades in the entire channel, which is a large portion that's like 10% of the videos. So just take time, review, go through some stuff, not just on a chart. Watch those videos on your own, and then maybe go back through on your own chart and find some examples on your own, going through them. And then as we start to see more and more pop up each and every day on like SPY, Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, AMD, these watch list of tickers, this will set you up for success. So I highly recommend watching those 2 videos by Sherman. I highly recommend watching a couple of the recent bigger videos from our channel, because I'm not joking. They are not there for getting views. I didn't even monetize half those videos, because I don't care about the views that they're going to get. I just want to make sure that everybody in our community is getting the right info. I don't want you trading off of junk. So don't be lazy. Review the info. And that's to everybody. I'm not talking to Stacy. I'm talking to everybody. Does everybody remember the two full day streams we're doing this week? Everybody remember? We're doing Tuesday and Thursday. And then Friday, we're going to do most of the day. I'm not going to do a small stream. We'll do a long one. I don't know. Sometimes you guys con me into doing 3 full day streams, too. But we'll do Tuesday and Thursday full day. I think those are going to be your most exciting days. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I think Monday and Friday, the kind of crusting of this week. I think these are going to be your more boring parts of the day. More boring parts of the week, I should say. In terms of price action and movement. But guys, it's only been a little over 2 hours. So yes, we are leading into lunchtime and lower volume parts of the month. Or of the day, sorry. I was reading Leland's message at the same time. But that doesn't mean you can't get movement today. You could still get some amazing movement. They've built up enough consolidation today to actually give you a really good second half of the day. So even if the stream does end, I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys that the opportunity is also going away. We're not going to do this. If you do this all day, okay, great. That means Tuesday is going to be amazing. But if it doesn't, which it most likely won't, it has a very good chance of breaking this low, breaking 434.40s, moving into the previous day lows. It has a very good chance of continuing to hold, building up higher, breaking through previous day highs. So don't let that be out of the equation just because we're sitting here saying price action is slow. There's still amazing amounts of opportunity arising on this chart. We're just pointing out the bigger to the smaller time frame price action. Yes, you are going to slow down. We have gapped up small body candles in supply on the daily time frame. That is a logical way of putting it. Yes, we are slowing down. Intraday price action, yes, you're going to have full amounts of opportunity. Don't let that escape you just because we're in supply on the bigger time frames. You're still going to have amazing movement. Just don't think that every single time you enter and it's wrong, that makes you like you're wrong. Like, no, it just could be the fact that we're simply just indecisive up here. There's a lot of transfer of power going on. Full month November. This stream would have to get like 10,000 likes right here, right now, and then I would do it. I would do a full month November if this stream right here, right now got somehow 10,000 likes, but no. That's never happening. Y'all would need the powers of like Zach Morris and PJ Matlock and like 80 other influencers combined to get that. That wouldn't happen. Good try, Leland. Good try. Maybe when you figure out the BARD AI and you figure out how to bot channels, maybe it'll be possible. Who knows? How's the secret work going, Leland? I'm actually about to relook at it after this stream again. I want to get a good fresh look at it. You might have motivated me into doing one of my parts today. But guys, I think I am going to finally end the stream here. It looks like the chart's just tired. If you were to get a pullback into the second half of today, it would not shock me. If you were to just continue range trading today, would also not shock me. What do I mean by range trading? I mean holding the range between 433 and 436. That would be a range trade, because that is the previous day range. Right now, you're in an even tighter part of that range, though. You're above the previous day close, but you're under the previous day high supply. So that's kind of what you're stuck under right now. But guys, I am going to end the stream there. I appreciate the amazing amount of positivity in here. You guys always come in here and just have the greatest things to say to each other, and amazing updates. Seriously, I love the call-outs by Daffy, by all of you guys in here. If you guys come in here and you drop updates and just good factual updates, I call them call-outs, but good factual updates, I'm proud of you. I really am, and I'm thankful that you come into here and you add quality to the stream, because that helps other people. It doesn't just help me and help me call out to you guys. It helps everyone when you're just posting good quality info. You're not here to post junk. So I appreciate that. Every single one of you in here that post, I appreciate you. I really do. Every single call out we get in here, every update, it actually helps people see what's going on. And I can't thank you guys enough, because we really are working together to make these streams this great, to make the community this great. It is true teamwork. And I say it every single day, every single week. I probably annoy y'all saying it, but it's the greatest thing to see. There are countries that can't do this. We aren't the size of a country, but still. But guys, I will see you guys later on. I thank each and every one of you. Tune into the Discord if you want to get more updates or add your own updates. Tag me on Twitter if you have funny memes or if you have updates of your own or whatever. I'm around on all social platforms, but I will be in the Discord just kind of paying attention. So I'll see you guys in there, and I hope to see all of you have a great rest of your day. Don't overtrade, don't chase.